NATO leaders are playing war game for a potential second term for former President Donald Trump. To Newsweek, former senior member of the organization, many in the upper echelon Trumps with revenge said he was afraid might come back. The runaway leader Republican nomination is heading towards the 74-year alliance and November presidential election, especially without showing any sign of easing his criticism his European members. European countries have benefited from it. When asked about his determination to defend NATO countries while in office, Trump responded, "It depends on whether they are treating us right." Some NATO officials have publicly welcomed such criticism while Trump was in office, suggesting the president is moving closer to his goals of defense spending, which has been agreed upon by his national leaders, many of whom have been plagued by the White House crackdown. However, majority alliance members still failed to reach the military spending target of 2014% GDP, set in 2014. Given Trump's past allegations that NATO was overwhelmed and threats that it would pull the U.S. out of alliance if other members did not rapidly increase military spending, these latest remarks could be considered worrying. Such criticisms preceded Russia's large-scale invasion of Ukraine to revive the transatlantic bloc. But many in NATO circles fear that President Vladimir Putin's historic gamble did not necessarily drag Trump behind the transatlantic case, especially because of his repeated calls by the former president to make concessions to Ukraine over Russia. With Trump becoming the runaway leader in Republican candidacy, America's allies are playing for Trump's potential second term. Somodevilla former NATO policy planning director Fabrice Pothier told Newsweek that Trump is likely to be serious about withdrawing this time within the NATO leadership. In its first period, it addressed this issue, and later this system was largely shut down by the U.S. system Pentagon, Congress. And then he had to turn his destructive look at other issues, such as the Common Comprehensive Plan of Action nuclear deal with Iran and others. But this time he can come back with revenge. Keep careful. Trump's most powerful attack was his continuing failure to meet the so-called load-sharing and military spending target of at least 2% of GDP, adopted at the 2014 Wale summit. The alliance leaders then committed to meeting this threshold by 2024. As the deadline approaches, however, the majority of countries fall short. Pothier said, "This where the debate is really raw. And if Trump re-elected, it will be even more difficult. Basically he will see that the numbers are not yet clear. So this conversation will continue after 2024. NATO leaders attempted to soften Trump's tough stance his early term by attributing to President positive trend alliance spending that has been on rise since Russia annexed Crimea 2014 and then alliance summit Wale.